I heard everything you said about all the resources that are being brought to bear, but we keep interviewing survivor after survivor who says that either they didn't see any government personnel or assistance for days, or that they still haven't. How do you explain the disconnect between what they're saying and what you're saying about all the resources that are there in Maui?
I think you need to understand that this community is going through an amazingly traumatic event. I can tell you that we have personnel that are on the ground year-round and embedded in with the state as soon as the fire started, so we could continue to understand what resources were needed and help move them in.
FEMA takes a backseat to states in situations like this, but Hawaii is a small state. Does Hawaii have the staffing and the expertise to lead a recovery effort of this magnitude?
And we've been embedded with them. We actually have personnel that integrate in year-round with them to help maintain their capacity.
Your area is climate change. And with all the weather events that we've been having, of course now, the disasters, even putting aside perhaps what's happening in Hawaii, do you think the American people get it about what's happening? Do you think they understand about what's happening? Put aside the politicians, too. Do you think they're getting it?
I think the public not only gets it, I think they're feeling it. If you're experiencing temperatures above 110 degrees for 31 straight days in Phoenix, you know something's amiss. Now, the politicians could argue that this is just some natural, as some of the members of the Arizona House of Representatives have argued, well, this is just natural variation. But I think the public knows that that's not true, that we're experiencing an acceleration of extreme weather. This is a combination of both climate change and a strong El Nino that is building as we're witnessing it. But the science is clear. I think the public understands it. And I think most importantly, across the political spectrum, they support the movement to cleaner forms of energy, cleaner forms of transportation, and the other processes I mentioned, industrial processes as well, because it has enormous benefits to the economy, to job creation, to business investment, and to public health. So yeah, I think they get it. Do they know what the future is going to be like 10 years from now? I think as more experience happen, as more evidence accumulates, I think they're feeling this more.
They brand the legislation in a different way moving forward. Nira, you mentioned that the provisions are often very, very popular, but we did see the president himself acknowledge last week that it has less to do with reducing inflation than with providing alternative forms of economic growth. And so I'm wondering, on the messaging and branding side, are you all intending to pitch this in a different way to the public?
Well, I would say that the law itself is delivering benefits, and just we will see results in the coming months and years. As pointed out in the legislation itself, there's a framework for lowering drug costs. Some this year, some next year, and for years to come. So we have always known that the benefits will be delivered over time, but people are experiencing these benefits now. So my focus is ensuring that people understand that they will have...
Does the president think that message resonates differently now, since it was unsuccessful in kind of getting it across the finish line a year ago?
When the Inflation Reduction Act passed, the president said many times, actually, before, during, and after, that his commitment, he believed that these solutions and what was called Build Back Better were important ones, and that he's committed to them and he's fighting for them, and that commitment is as strong today as ever.